Um, so my topic is describe your habits for watching TV or listening to the radio. So how much time you spend doing it? Basically, I think I spend a lot of my time in a day watching TV or listening to radio. I do watch TV more than listening to radio. I usually watch TV after I come back from class, just to de-stress. I only listen to radio when I'm driving to class or going back from class. So listening to radio is a very minimal thing that I do. So what type of programs do I prefer? I basically watch everything under the sun. I like funny sitcoms. I love one of my favorites is Friends. I like watching Game of Thrones, which is completely different. I also love to watch all this kind of crime investigation series. It's very interesting to know how people get murdered and how the detectives actually solve the crimes. Why do I choose those programs? The main reason is because I find them entertaining. I can spend actually hours watching these programs. Like I even like supernatural programs where they go ghost hunting. So this kind of programs are very very entertaining for me. It de-stresses me after a very stressful day in class. And finally, whether I think TV and radio is bad for us. Personally, my personal opinion is that I don't think it's bad for us. From a very young age, my mother has always encouraged me to watch TV and listen to radio because it was a form of learning. So a lot of how I learned to speak and socialize, I think was from television. Like a lot of movies has taught me so many things because when I watch something in a movie and I don't understand something, I actually took the initiative on my own to check online or go find out what it meant, like words and phrases. So yeah, I don't necessarily think TV and radio is bad for us, but you should know how to balance your time. If you overspend your time watching TV or listening to radio, then of course it would not be a good thing. But if you know how to balance your lifestyle and prioritize, then I don't think TV and radio is bad. So that's all.
Okay, so which activity is better for you, watching TV or listening to the radio, and why?
For me personally, I think watching TV because, like I said, I have learned a lot from watching TV. Basically, a lot of the things that I learned, I think when I was younger, was words, like how to use the words. And as I got older, I used to try to find out what the words meant. Sometimes I'll just guess and stuff. And I think watching TV, it made me more matured in the way I was thinking. Made me grow up faster as well because and it was something that my mother always encouraged compared to listening to radio. So I prefer watching TV.
Technology brings more harm to people. Do you agree?
Not necessarily. Like I said earlier, if you know your priorities, I don't think technology necessarily brings you harm. If you know how to manipulate technology and using it in a good way for yourself, it doesn't necessarily need to harm you. But if you are, if you're using it to harm someone else, or if you're not being responsible when using technology, then it will definitely harm you.
What other activities can you do during your free time? Give reasons why you choose them.
Basically, another thing that I do besides watching TV is reading books. That is actually a bigger hobby of mine compared to watching TV. So besides reading books actually helped me more in learning how to speak and how to use language compared to watching TV, and it lets me escape to another world where you don't have to worry about your problems. Everything's just it gets you off what you're being stressed about. So of course, like my other hobby or activity would be reading books.